Hey YouTube, Audio Olympian here, bringing the sound and video to you today. Coming to you from the battleground of the Coliseum. All right, so today's battleground topic, we're gonna talk about mini Class D amplifiers. And do they sound good? Are they worth it? And should you get one? So we'll talk about that here coming up in a second. So I purchased this device here a few months back. I've been listening to it for a little while. I was just very interested in a small mini Class D amplifier, how it sounds and if it's worth it. And then I'll just kind of wrap up with some final thoughts and let's get into the video. So here it is, I already have it unboxed. We'll go over a few specs here with it. It is a 50-watt amplifier, 25 watts per channel. Surprisingly, it does have a nice feel to it. Even the volume control right here, as you turn it, doesn't feel very cheap as you would expect for the amount that it cost here. It is a Class D amplifier. The good thing about Class D amplifiers is they run really cool, and you can put them in a small package and still pack a pretty good amount of power with them. The only kind of downside to Class D amplifiers is they just don't have that great of a sound. But you can put a lot of power in them and they're pretty punchy. So it does have a USB here for sound auxiliary input, toggle switch here for power off and on, and actually having banana clip connectors here, and then the power cord. So I like that it's very simple, it's easy to use, very small, portable, so I can fit it anywhere. And I've already listened to it, and amazingly, it does sound very good. I purchased it for three main reasons. One, it was a Class D amplifier, so I wanted to check that out. Being that it was going to be 25 watts per channel, just was really curious on how that was going to sound. Two, it's very small, and you can fit it under a bed, or if I'm going to take it somewhere, I can throw it in my pocket, pull it out. All I need is power. Then I got myself a nice little amplifier wherever I'm at. And then the third one, it is Bluetooth capable, and you can sync it right up to your phone or tablet or whatever device you're using to stream your music. And so for me, that was a big bonus. I like that flexibility there on just this little tiny portable amplifier. Now, the one thing a downside for me here is the power cable. It's not very long, and this one does feel fairly cheap, pretty inexpensive, but again, I guess you don't need anything really expensive to match with this. Again, nice sleek look to it. Good design, very light, and it's actually pretty well built. These range anywhere from, looking on eBay, $20, $25 up to some $40 or $50, I guess, depending on where it's coming from as well, but they're all around that price range there. So I was looking for something, or I was just interested in something almost as cheap as I could get and checking the sound out. So we're going to pair that up here, which are the RP-600Ms, mostly because these have extremely incredible bass for a bookshelf speaker, and I wanted to use the horn speaker here to see how it will compensate for the Class D sound here on this little amplifier. So we're going to do some random clips here. I don't want my video to get flagged. Okay, we have it hooked up here. You can see just something simple, 16 gauge speaker wire, nothing real fancy. Extension cord for the power. Let me turn it on here. You can see the blue light comes on right there. It's getting ready to hook up for my Bluetooth and have it hooked up here to the Klipsch. So let's check it out.
Yes, y'all, get dressed, y'all. Time to put this thing to the test, y'all. Access to the excess. Everybody want more when they really need less. Yes, y'all, get dressed, y'all. Slowly. On the close of time to dance.
So a few music clips there for you guys. Again, just try to use some random music, random songs to get different sounds. That way you could get an idea of the performance of this. Obviously, you're not going to be able to get the best idea through whatever device you're listening through, phone, headphones, or a system, or a tablet, or something like that. But now I'm going to talk a little bit about what I heard here in my room, so that'll help you get a better idea. If this is something that you're considering on making a little purchase to have for yourself as a secondary system somewhere in your house or at an office or something like that. Okay, the setup was very easy. Just plug the speakers in, power it on, plug the speaker, hook the speakers up once you got them plugged into the amplifier here. And then as soon as you turn the power on, whatever device you're using, it'll show up in your settings as a Bluetooth device that is you're able to connect to. So very simple on that. You click on it. I believe it was X25 is the device name here. Click on that, and then it synced you right up. And then every time since then, when I've done that, I open up my tablet or my phone. As soon as I turn this on, it connects immediately. Very, very fast connect. Did have pretty good sound for a small Class D amplifier, but it did sound like a Class D amplifier. I was expecting that. So a little bit lower quality, not as detailed, not as neutral. Wasn't that revealing. There's no mid-range in there for it. It's just a high and a low, which is also why I chose the Klipsch speaker here, because those are the areas that this speaker kind of excels in, lows and highs. It did get distorted sound at a higher level, so I had to back it down. And mostly, I usually will set the volume on the amplifier and leave that where it is, and I'll control the main volume, the overall volume I should say, with my tablet or phone, whichever device I'm using. So there you have it. That's my take there on a $25 mini Class D 2-channel amp at 50 total watts, 25 watts per channel. If that's something that maybe you're looking into, I would recommend it. Again, it is going to sound Class D. It's going to give you Class D sound. You're not going to get high-end sound. You're going to get $25 sound here. But with this and the Klipsch's, if you buy these on the used market, maybe $400 to $500, 25 bucks for the amplifier. So under $550, you can get a pretty good Bluetooth streaming system. And that would be with these. If you got a pair of, let's say, Andrew Jones ELAC speakers, which you can get a good pair of bookshelf speakers for a couple of $100, you know, for some Andrew Jones speakers there. So under $300, under $250, you could have a really good Bluetooth Class D amplifier system that's not going to take up a whole lot of space or room on a table, in a shelf, in a kitchen, office, wherever you need it. And it'll give you some really good quality sound, and it'll stream. Thanks for watching, you guys, and we'll see you on the next video.